Hi everyone, welcome to my vlog project. My name's Mike Anderson. This is going to be a vlog over about 10 weeks. We're going to explore lots of different things to do with trends and innovations. We're going to have 10 topics in total. The first of that is going to be present shock and machine-based living. So I'm going to talk over the next couple of minutes about present shock and what that is, explain to you the concept and apply a little bit of theory as we go. We're then going to talk about machine-based living. We're starting to involve machines in every part of our lives, from when we wake up, from when we walk to the microwave. We've got little bits of different technology which is aimed to help us. But really, what are those implications? How does that actually affect our lives? Are we missing out on something? And is there any way that maybe we could improve our life by getting a little bit more balance? So I'm going to discuss a bit more of that now, but first of all, let's talk about what present shock is, and I'll just flick over to this slide.
So what does Rushkoff actually mean by present shock? Well, he introduces a new notion of presentism. So everything is needing to be done now. I mean, we have this new notion of time where we're always living in the present. We've got no notion of goals, of plans, or strategy. It's really, and we're all struggling to keep up, and so we're in this present shock. We're shocked that everything is hitting us continuously on a day-to-day basis, and we're doing stuff, we're trying to cram stuff into very short periods of time. We're trying to do things multi-purpose. I mean, every single student and every single lecture is almost experiencing present shock as we speak. I mean, you may even be experiencing it while you're actually watching this video. You might be checking your phone, you might be actually writing an email, just listening to the video. I mean, I know for one that I've been guilty of maybe more engulfed in chatting on Twitter while watching a football game instead of actually just watching a football game. So a couple of the things that Rushkoff actually talks about in terms of why we're struggling with present shock, and explains present shock on a deeper basis. One of them being the narrative collapse. I mean, and this started very slightly a long time ago with shows like The Simpsons, and has slowly gained a momentum and become a catalyst, being exponential upon itself. And we've had the birth of stuff like reality TV shows. So no longer will you get the movies which will build a plot to the very end, and you'll get these really enriched dramas and shows. I mean, you still get that, but it's very minority. It's becoming more of a minority part of the market. You now get stuff like The Simpsons, reality TV shows, Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Comedies now have 20 minutes on the average comedy. And previously, you'd get comedies that would go for 30 minutes, but now they're managing to cram so many ads into the entertainment that you are looking for that they, like marketers, are actually realizing that you actually have present shock as well. And Digiferina is how technology allows us to be in more than one place at the one time. So it allows us to access multiple different data flows, whether we're at home, university, or work. Using my personal example as one thing is that I am able to organize a football team wherever I am, whatever I'm doing. I can have Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn open, and I can make contact with football players. It's just a social football team throughout the whole day, and to the point where I'm actually interrupting people's day's work. If there is a change to a game, it will interrupt their concentration, and it's probably understandable why concentration spans are lacking, because you have this constant interruption. And I guess another thing too would be overwinding. Overwinding is how we try and squish huge timescales of things into smaller ones. Well-crafted like 5-act plays, you'd still going on the kind of play to reality TV show thing again. You get the 5-act plays where you would build, and it's very rare that it's now actually shown in a movie. Whereas previously, like movies like The Princess Bride, you kind of had the stages of the movie as you went, because it was more like a book. I mean, the narrator was reading from a book. And now it's time to talk about machine-based living.
So what are the implications around machine-based living? Well, chances are that many of the careers today that we have are going to change in the next couple of years. In 3 to 5 years, the career that I'm pursuing at the moment in marketing will be almost unrecognizable. For example, doing SEO work, you can see by the kind of material that you are able to put into Google, a lot of that kind of stuff would have been done by people like myself 3 to 5 years ago. And I can imagine in 3 to 5 years' time, the kind of work I'm doing will be unrecognizable, and it will probably be making tweaks to the machine and allowing the machine to do the work for me. Just as with a Fitbit, the Fitbit is now allowing me to manage my fitness on a day-to-day basis, where I normally get that motivation probably from a real person. In fact, 2 to 3 years ago, I was going to the gym every day and speaking to somebody, and he was giving me that information that I needed around how many steps I should be taking, what kind of exercises, and now I have a little thing on my wrist, which is actually giving me that motivation. So to sum up, I believe that the implications of machine-based living and present shock is that present shock is actually allowing means that we need to be careful that we're not caught up in the now with everything happening so fast. Stuff like Black Friday and stuff like that, when people just go in and they're just completely shocked by the whole experience, getting black eyes like this. Machines are going to be beneficial, but there are some obvious implications, like that they will destroy or, disintegrate some of the jobs that are in the job market. And if we learn to evolve with those machines, we'll be able to then take advantage of them, like I do with the Fitbit.